Okay, so for number 6, we need to identify the LCD. And the LCD of number 6 is going to be x minus 3 and x plus 1. And then we can also go and say that x cannot be 3 or negative 1. So when we solve, we're going to hope that we don't get those two numbers. So I need to multiply this first one by x plus 1. And the second one I need to multiply it by x minus 3. Now, I also have to multiply 2 by x minus 3 and x plus 1. So this is going to look like this: 4x plus 1 plus 3 times x minus 3 equal to 2 times x minus 3 x plus 1. So I'm going to just work with the numerator because now I can cross off this whole denominator and then I just solve for x. So we distribute first. And then I'm going to FOIL first and then distribute this negative. Add like terms over here and distribute the 2 over here. Since it's a quadratic, I need to get everything over to the right side because we don't want a to be negative. So we have 0 equals 2x squared minus 11x plus, minus 1. Now we're going to have to again use the quadratic formula. So we're going to get 11 plus or minus the square root of 11 squared, which is 121, minus 4 times 2 times negative 1 all over 2a, which is 4. And we get the decimals 5.59 and negative 0.09. Those aren't in our domain restrictions, so these are both okay answers. Okay, so for number 7, these two factor into x plus 4 and x minus 4. So we know that our LCD is going to be x plus 4 and x minus 4. And then we can say x can't equal plus or minus 4. So the only thing we need to do to this one is multiply this middle one by x minus 4. That's it, because everything else has the LCD already. So we get 4 plus 5 times x minus 4 equal to x plus 4. And this is just going to be a linear function that we distribute and we solve for.
Jen Goodwood, could you draw?
So I get 4x equals 20, so x equals 5. It's not the domain restriction, so we're good. Alright, we have 3 more. Number 8. Alright, so number 8 looks like a lot because you have an addition problem on either side, but it's honestly not that big of a deal. We're still going to identify the LCD, and all of them have a denominator of x except this one right here, so that's our LCD. And we are just going to multiply this one by x over x. And we know that x can't equal 0 because then we'd have 0 in the denominator. So they're all the same, so let's cross out that denominator and solve 3x minus 6 plus x equals 10 plus 4. So we get 4x minus 6 equals to 14. Add 6, you get 4x equals to 20. And again, x equals 5. Okay, so for number 9, I'm going to factor this, and it turns into x minus 5 and x minus 3. Our LCD is x minus 5 and x minus 3. So therefore, x cannot equal 3 and 5. Sorry about the announcements, guys. All right, let's make that look good. Okay, so we can leave this first one alone, so it's just 7x plus 3. But this other one, we need to multiply it by x minus 3 and x minus 3. And this one by x minus 5 and x minus 5. And remember, put your parentheses. So we're going to do the denominator, x plus 7x plus 3 plus 3x times x minus 3 equal to negative x minus 5, because we can cross all this denominator stuff out because it's all the same. And we can only do that again when we're solving, which we are. So we have 7x plus 3 plus 3x squared minus 9x equal to negative x plus 5. So I'm going to have 3x squared minus 2x on this left side, but I'm going to add one more, so I'm going to have minus x because of the one on the right. Then I have plus 3 on the left, and I'm going to subtract 5, so I get negative 2. And if we slide and divide, guys, we actually are going to get the factors of x minus 1 and 3x plus 2. So this works out nicely. We don't have to use a quadratic formula. So we now know that x equals positive 1 and negative 2 over 3. And those are not in our domain restrictions, so they both are okay. Last problem on the worksheet. Okay, this one's a little tricky because it's that whole factoring out a negative thing. Right here, this is the same thing as saying negative x plus 4. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to factor it and make it negative quantity x minus 4. Because I'm thinking things will cancel. Or at least help us simplify our LCD. Because over on the right side we factor this and we get x minus 4 and x plus 3. So this is helpful because we notice that these both have x minus 4s. So we don't need to multiply that by anything extra. So we are going to multiply our LCD, let's identify that. It's going to be x plus 3, x minus 4, and honestly, since we have this negative here, we need to put that in front as well. So over on this left, we're going to multiply it by negative x minus 4.
Brennan White to the front office. Brennan White to the front office.
And the middle one, we're going to multiply this one just by x plus 3. And then over here on the right side, we're actually just going to multiply this by a negative because we need a negative in our LCD. Now this looks really messy and complicated, so I'm going to simplify this a little bit for you. So this is the first fraction in the left-hand side, negative 2 x minus 4. Then remember we have this negative right here, so we have minus 3 times x plus 3 equal to negative 2x plus 2. I just distributed that negative. So now we solve. Negative 2x plus 8 minus 3x minus 9 equal to negative 2x plus 2. This is negative 5x minus 1 equal to negative 2x plus 2. Let's take the 5 to the right and the 2 to the left, so we get negative 3 equals, what's that? Negative 3 equals 3x. So x equals negative 1. And this is okay. I didn't write my domain restrictions, but it can't be negative 3 and 4. So we're okay with this answer. And that's the whole worksheet.